Hi everyone. This is week 3 of your English 101 class, and this week we're going to spend some time working on this first paper. So last week you were supposed to, uh, review the information and really kind of get refreshed on how to conduct research, how to create citations using MLA format, etc. And this week we're going to start to apply that information in this first paper. So for this first paper, we're all going to have the same kind of starter for our thesis statement, and it's going to be this: everyone should. So you're going to complete this sentence: everyone should something. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this is something that needs to be discussable, debatable. It should not be a fact. So, for example, you would not say everyone should breathe. Like, that's something that is not debatable. That is something that everybody has to do to survive. So therefore, you wouldn't say that. You also wouldn't say something like everyone should sleep, because that's something everybody needs sleep. We already know that. You could say something like everyone should sleep at least 8 hours every single night. That is, there are lots of people who think that you need more than that. There are lots of people who think you don't need that much. So that is a debatable statement. So just kind of think about that and kind of go based off of information that you have already. What is something out there that you already know about or that you are interested in that you can kind of finish that sentence? And then you need to come up with at least 3 reasons why everyone should do that thing. You're then going to conduct some research on whatever your topic is, because for this first paper, you are going to be required to include at least one scholarly source to back up your ideas. So you're going to need to find some information within a scholarly source that kind of backs up one or more of the points that you are making. And so there's some information in here about thesis statements, about how to write an outline, because this week you're going to do a short outline of what your paper is going to be, including your thesis statement, which is also sometimes called your claim, your topic sentences or your points that you're going to bring in to back up that claim, and then details for kind of going in and discussing and elaborating on those points that you want to make. So you're going to write an outline of this paper, and there is some information in here and a template that you can use to write this, and you're going to submit that to me by the end of the day on Wednesday. From there, as soon as you're done with your outline, if you get it done and submitted before Wednesday, then you should start working on the rough draft of your paper based on your outline. So once you have the outline kind of written out, you basically have your paper written out, and you just need to go in and write out a rough draft of that in the same order that you presented it. Then it'll have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion, and you're going to submit that to the discussion board also by midnight on Wednesday. So it might seem like that's a lot to do in a couple of days, but again, if you pick a topic that you already have some background information on, it really shouldn't be that hard for you to write the paper. And instead, this is really just a focus on organizational structure within an academic essay. And so I'm just trying to make sure that you can take your thinking, take the information that you find, and kind of figure out how to put it together in a logical, clear manner. So you'll submit that rough draft to the discussion board by the end of the day on Wednesday, and then you have until the end of the day on Sunday to go in and give feedback to at least 2 of your peers. And what I'm going to tell you now is, if you want to get full credit for this assignment, you can't just give them some general feedback like in the notes, like, this was really great, I really liked your paper. Feedback like that is not critical and is actually not going to be as helpful as you might think that it is. So within the assignment, I've given you some things to consider when giving feedback. Kind of go through, look at their thesis statement, look at the points that they're making. Do they have a strong conclusion? I will tell you, often I see papers that don't really seem to have a conclusion at all. It seems like they just kind of quit writing, and you want to make sure that that is present. And you need to give feedback to your peers within their documents. So if they have a paper that's in Microsoft Word, if you click on this link, it'll show you how to give feedback within a Microsoft Word document. If they're using Google Docs, there's another link to do that. But if you want full credit for this assignment, you have to give them feedback within their document. And then from there, you also need to have found at least one scholarly source, and you're going to create a works cited citation for that and an in-text citation. And you're just going to submit that um, to the discussion board also by the end of the day on Wednesday, and then you need to give feedback to your peers by Sunday. So this is just to make sure that everybody is on the same page as far as organizational structure within the paper, how to cite sources. Like, let's make sure that we have had an opportunity to really look at and help each other with this, because this paper is going to be due next week. So I know it might seem fast, but again, this is an accelerated class and it's summer, so we got to kind of push through. So if at any point you have questions or something doesn't make sense to you, definitely reach out to me. Let me know. I'm happy to help. And that's it. I hope that you have a lovely week.